Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We're live from New York. It is Saturday night. All right, let's make sure that we got audio. We've got audio. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So C14 has some new stuff, which I finally actually imported onto here. Wanderstop FM. I've been really liking this album, so we're gonna play that. And today, the plan is we're gonna do something a little crazy. We are going, so assuming nobody joins on and wants to play some games, we're of course gonna be building a game. The game we're building is Clue, and specifically the feature that I want to build today is the randomized room mansion builder thingamajig, which is gonna be insane. It's huge. That is a tremendous project, and yeah, that's gonna be a big project. So I want to at least get a couple of the little bits and pieces working. In the meantime, just until we can get the party started, because I also added some new features to Clue since the last time that we worked on it, which was a couple weeks ago. I haven't been able to work on it outside stream very much because of homework and school and various other things. But yeah, I do now have a due date when I want to get Clue done. Okay. Let's do some bagpipes. So, let's turn off the music there. So far what we have is Amazing Grace, which goes a bit like this. Assuming I don't blow so hard. I need to stop being such a blowhard. Yeah, now. Alright. Nice and calm. Just doing Amazing Grace. Alright. So that's what happens when you don't have the sheet music in front of you. Because I misremembered a couple things. But otherwise, I think that turned out pretty decent. Okay. So that's Amazing Grace. The song that I've been working on is Scots Wha Hae. So another classic Scottish piece of bagpipe music. So let's see what I got so far. I haven't got the full music yet, but at least I haven't memorized it or worked on it very much. So we'll get the parts that I've gotten so far, and then see where we trip up. That's how I usually practice. So here we go. Okay, so this is where I trip up, because the next part it's supposed to go. yeah, so that little segment, it goes D, E, grace note up to F, then high A, E, F, D throw. So, yeah, the D throw from F sounds like this. That's the D throw. That's the part in Amazing Grace where we're going like, let's see. So in Amazing Grace, it sounds like a same kind of idea. The whole point is that it's like a da-da-dum, but you're going to D. So, yeah. So after the D throw, it's a okay, that's actually not so bad. Okay, then after that D throw, we have another E, grace note to F, down to E. And then we have grace note down to D, E, grace note B, and then strike A. And then grace note A again before it loops that. Okay, let's see if we can do that. So we got ooh, okay. E, grace note to D. Here we go. Oh, okay. Okay. Can we do that in sequence, though? Okay, so can we do that in quick succession? So really it's F, then E, grace note D. So it's okay, that's not how that's supposed to sound. Whoa. My fingers are not playing nice with that. Okay. Nope. Oh, that actually worked. Nope. Oh. I think that did it. What's up, Rick has that guy? Good to see ya. No, you are not too early. We're actually just getting started. I'm just practicing with the bagpipes, and then we can get started on either playing some games in Minecraft if you would like to join for that, or programming some games, depending on what y'all are interested in. So, yeah, good to see ya. In fact, recast that guy. I don't believe we've met. I do believe you're a new person to the stream. In which case, welcome. I normally start off the stream with some bagpipe practice, but we can, I guess the party can get started. So we're gonna clean up just a wee bit, and then we can work on Clue, or if you're interested, we can play some games. Let's turn on our background music back. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Back into the bag it goes. All right. Stash this over here. All right. Let's work on Clue. So, the last time we worked on Clue, I actually added two kind of cooldown boss bars like this. So, and the cool part about the card draw one is that if you're far away from the entrance, if you're too far from the entrance, it won't even show it until you approach, at which point you can tell, how long it'll be until you can actually draw a card. So So if I set this to a relatively biggish number, okay, so let's say you draw a card. It does the classic sending telegram thing. It won't let you draw a card if the cooldown hasn't gone down yet. And if you're far away, it'll still count the thing, but it won't actually. So here we can see it's right at the D for cooldown. If we just wait here a little bit and approach again, see it, the boss bar has actually gone down. So the timer keeps track of everything even when you're away from the area. And we have a similar kind of thing for the suggestion/accusation cooldown. So if we we'll figure that out. But if we do the suggestion start timer thing, then you just made a suggestion/accusation. So you've just accused the player of having done it. And then you can draw a card. So there we go. That's the sending telegram. That's how we implement all that stuff. So yeah, we can do suggestion made. We can also set this timer to be nice and long. So all we gotta do is that. So there we go. And this is a global scoreboard. So because most of the rooms are gonna have buttons to where you can say, "What's up, CJ Pro Princess? Good to see ya." Yeah, so suggestion/accusation cooldown, you can see that anywhere within the mansion. And as you approach the front area, you can see the card draw cooldown. While the cooldown is active, you can't draw a card. But the second it's down, you can go and draw the sending telegram. So that is what we got. All right, good to see you, CJ Purple Princess in the chat. Let's see, we got CJ, we've got Rakats that guy. Whoa, we almost had 4 concurrent viewers. Holy moly. Good to see y'all. Please make yourselves known in the chat. I wanna talk to y'all. Okay, so we got these signs. I can implement those signs, like the functionalities later, because that part's kind of boring. But what I want to do today, oh yeah, CJ, I'm still dressed as you. Teehee. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, there's been let's see, last time we revealed skins where I can dress up as both CJ and also David the Fox. So, yeah. Yeah, I'll turn on my usual skin. I do wonder, if I just leave the world and come back? What's up, yes, V5DT? What up? Oh, you have 3 accounts. Okay. Good for you, I guess. Alright, so anyways, today what I want to do is I want to build the grand room placer logic thingamajig 9000. Yes, that is the official name for this thing. Basically, I want to place all the rooms in this mansion and do the whole random generation of rooms. So, first off, we're going to be making heavy use of loot tables. So let's see. So first off, what I was thinking, so last time we worked on Clue, we also figured out room arrangements for this particular setup, where we can say like, oh, a 1x2 room can go here, a 2x2 room can go here, all that kind of stuff. Good stuff there. So the question now becomes, how do we actually implement this? So let's see. So we're going to be placing structure blocks. That's how we're going to be actually placing in all these rooms. Let's open up the loot table for let's just do the 1x1. Let's do the 1x1 B rooms for now, because we do have a difference between the A type and B type based on whether they can go in the first, second, or third floor. So let's see if we can work out this logic. So in this collection are rooms that must go in the crap. Okay. Let's think about how we're going to do this. Let's plan this out, and then we will try to program it. So let's say I have a particular slot. This is a 1x1, let's say, A type of space. So that means it's one of these it's one of these 1x1 rooms here that can go in the first floor, but you can also place an A type room in the second or third floors. So the question becomes, how do we figure out what room to actually place there? So, let's see. So in this space, actually, let's make this a 1x1 B-type slot, because you can either have an A-type room or a B-type room placed in that slot. So the question becomes, how do we actually implement that? Indeed. You know, it would be really, really smart since we're using structure blocks to place in all the things. What if, let's see if this actually works, first of all. It'll be really cool if it does. Okay. So we want to load in clue/mansion. Let's say we want a 1x1 A-type room. What's a good example of an A-type room? Let's do this one. We don't need these jigsaw blocks. Flower room. Okay. Here's another idea. What if we saved the rooms based on, like, we placed the structure blocks based on where their entrance is? Okay. So this is going to be that. Okay. So structure size, we know how big the structure must be. It's 7x7 by, I believe, 7. Okay. And now I just gotta adjust it to go in the... Oops. So now we just need to adjust this to go -7, -4 maybe? Oh, a little bit offset. That's okay. -3, -6. There we go. Oh, looks like it's actually a little bit taller than that. It is in fact 8 blocks tall. Okay, cool. So this right here is where the actual structure will be placed, and we have the structure block plopping in directly underneath where the entrance is. Because in a room like this, there's only one possible entrance. Okay, so now the question becomes, if we do something like this, let's say I want to, okay, so we want to go -3, -6, oops, all the way around, there we go, and then 0. So, if we have the flower room placed here, then here's a question. If I give myself a paper, and let's say I just named this paper, like, what information could I just import directly from a piece of paper is the question. Do I need armor stands to be holding the structure blocks, or do I need them to can I just have them hold a piece of paper? So if I call this thing actually let's just call it 1x1 A flower room. Yeah. There we go. You can even have the full name there. So now, if this is a blank structure block, then if we do data modify block, well, first actually, let's see. Where do you put the structure name? Name. Okay. Okay. So now, can we do data modify block name set from entity at p? Let's do. Crap. What's my data? Get entity at p. I think it's selected item dot components dot custom name. Nope, we need Minecraft custom name. Okay, excellent. So we need selected item dot components dot Minecraft custom name. Okay. Yes. Okay. Cool. So we can directly import. Now here's another question. Do we want to all the 1x1 room is going to be nice enough to where all you need is just a name. Let's see. Because the question is, do we want to just import? Do we want to copy over the the question is just, do we want to copy over the name and nothing else, or do we want to copy in the rotation and position data? I don't know. Are all of these nice enough to where they can just have their entrance data imported? I guess they are. Are all the rooms that nice? And we might have less customization options, but should be fine. Ooh, okay. We'll have to figure out what to do with the lawn side and side entrance rooms. We might potentially need two different versions of the same structure. Ooh, that actually raises a good question. If we go in here, let's say we're working on a 1x2 room. Can I append value _L? Expected a list, got a string, okay. Insert, no. Okay, so we can't directly manipulate strings. Okay. We'll have to figure out something else with the long way and sideway things. Alternatively, the battle between trying to figure out how much do we customize versus how much do we actually want to try to program. And of course, I wanted to go maximum customizing, But is that actually going to be feasible to do? Okay. I mean, already the A-type and B-type ones are going to be a pain. Because the thing is, the loot tables are going to be how we actually implement the room construction process. But let's see. Yeah, the rooms are going to be how we actually do the room construction, or the loot tables. They're going to set the order of the room placements, and then we'll have command blocks just place the rooms in a particular order. So it's kind of like how we do the drawing cards from a chest thing that we do with all the other games. Honestly, get the basics first so you can have a safe backup to have fun with later, but I can't stop you. Thank you, CJ. This is CJ with all the best wisdom. And yeah, despite not being a programmer, you have very good programming advice. The question is, do we take it? I'm curious. Wait a second. Append string. Wait a second. Okay, if we have a piece of paper labeled _L, like for long versus side, append string entity at p selected item dot components dot Minecraft custom name. I don't know what start and end does, but expected a list. Okay, what if we did merge string? Okay. See, I know we built a system like this for apples to apples, where we could, yeah, with apples to apples and Cards Against Minecraft, the way that we did that was, like, that's how we do the 2 response ones, where you can basically staple one response onto another. But that was done because lore information can be stored as a list. Yes! That's how we do it! Lore. Okay. Yes. Okay. Infinite customization. Let's do this. Because that's how we implemented that in Cards Against Minecraft. Okay. Because lore, the lore text on the lore text on an item is a list of strings, aka the like a list of text. So we can do the thing. Let's add a lore. And let's say, okay. So we'll call this clue/man. Okay, so this is, we have Minecraft clue/mansion/1x1 a flower room. Okay, so that's the name of the structure. And on this lore, we can add additional lines. For example, A or B type. And we can change that lore. Well, actually, so everything's going to be done with armor stands. The armor stands are going to be what are holding what structures actually need to be placed in. So the armor stands can hold what structures actually need to be placed in. And they can hold these pieces of paper, which each say, so we don't need to store A type, B type. Instead, this is where we store the long and short, the long side, short side. Okay. Okay. What if you give me one of these pieces of paper? So this guy has Clue Mansion 1x1A Flower Room Type L. So this will of course be only relevant for the 1x2 rooms, but what if we do append string entity? This isn't custom name, this is going to be lore 1. Still expected a list. What if we did, wait, append from entity? Nope. What if we did this? So we first off just do data modify from entity at S, the exact same thing, but okay, it's not append. Can we do wait, append string? This does not change the lore thing. Can we staple one string onto another? What's prepend? I guess I start sticking it to the beginning. Okay. I want to do append. Can we do string manipulation? Okay. You should be able to add onto a string, right? Okay, I don't actually know how to do that. We're gonna ask the Discord. Can you append one string to another with /data modify? Okay. Just writing that down as a thing. You know what? Let's actually open up Discord and let's go ask the next people at the command block help. This way we can, if they respond back in time, then we can actually implement all the changes that they said. All right. Let's open up Discord. Messaged me. Frozen. CJ, you have sent me a message, and for whatever reason, it's not opening. Ah, okay. I see, it's finding a person. Okay, I will do that after. Okay, let's go over to Minecraft commands. And let's ask the nice people over here. Okay, so how to... Oh yeah, sorry about that. I was getting dinner. Okay, how to append one string to another. Question mark. I'm not sure if this is possible. I want to append. I want to concatenate. That's the word. How to concatenate strings. There we go. I want to concatenate one string to another. Something like a to take lore item, to take one lore element. Oh, that's just because Discord was being slow. It's okay. Okay, to take one lore element and concatenate it to another. So if the lore says like, hi, I'm I wanted to produce the list. Hi there. Is there a way to do this? Okay. This is text components because it's a text related thing. I'm pretty sure. I think that's what that's about. This is a commands question and it's related to data packs. Okay, post. How do you concatenate strings? Okay. Let's make it a test in both cases. Okay. Is there a way to do that? Okay. So while we await a response, we're just not going to implement that just yet. Instead, let's do... Let's see. Okay. So let's figure out the loot tables here. So we're going to have 1x1A, 1x1B. And this will just contain a list of all the different structures for 1x1A and 1x1B. So let's pop over to here and let's go to data pack generators. Loot table. Okay. So this is going to be a chest. Yeah. Okay. So, we're not going to use wood fungi on sticks. We're going to use a paper. Yep. And we're going to set the lore to be, well, yeah. Okay. Right. So we're gonna want one lore. We're gonna want at least one lore piece saying the name of the name of whatever it is. So that's the Clue Mansion. Let's turn those off because we don't care. Okay. So since we're just working on the 1x1s for now, that's perfectly okay. The name. We don't want any custom names here or custom data or anything like that. Not for this particular version. We just want lore text. Okay. So, this is a 1x1 a flower room. And we're just gonna copy these kinds of things over and over. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the way that's done is, yeah. You just do entries. We want item. Ooh, group. Yo. How interesting. Oh, that's how shirts are done. Interesting. What's the sequence? Slots. Ooh. Tags. How interesting. Okay. Well, we're not going to use it for that. Yes, we have all this crazy tech that I've never used, but I don't really need to use it because we don't have anything in particularly... We don't have anything that complicated. I don't think. I hope not. Okay. Entity. This. Mode. Ooh. Append, I guess? No, replace all. Okay. Right, so then the lore will contain the text. So this can be like Minecraft clue / mansion / 1x1 a something else, I don't know. Whatever this room is. Office. Okay. Okay. Oh, it only places the one thing. Well, this is the setup that's used for all of the card games. So I know that this system works. It's guaranteed to place down It is guaranteed to place down all the ones that can be like, yeah, basically guaranteed that it will not miss any rooms, and it will place exactly one of each item. What it'll do is just scramble the order in which those items actually get positioned. Okay. So we got that room. We got the pumpkin room. Okay, so I called this one the pumpkin room. This one's the office. This one's the checkerboard room. And then the special thing about the checkerboard room is that we have a version with a secret. Ooh. Okay. Well, that's a B-type room anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's see. We then have White Tulip Sanctuary. Okay. Okay, and all of these are B types. Okay. Cool. So those are the only A types that must okay. So those are the only A types. And according to our spreadsheet, there are 4 slots for A-type exclusives to get placed. But oh, wait a second. No. There's only 4 A-type rooms here. Wait, no. No. There aren't. Wait, there should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, because I placed the White Tulip Sanctuary twice. Okay. Let's not do that. Okay. Never mind. We're good. There's 5 rooms, 4 slots. So one of the ones that are going to be placed on the 2nd floor, and maybe the one on the 2nd floor could be the secret room here with the checkerboard room with the way to fall through the floor. Okay. We're good. All is good. All is well. Okay. Almost had a heart attack there. Okay. Not yet. So, how do we do... Okay, so this is the loot table that we've just implemented. This is with all the 1x1 A-type rooms. Now, for all the ones that are exclusively B-type, let's work through those. Okay. So this is where we do, let's see. So we've got B-type, which is the Birch Arch room. We have B-type small dining room. We have B-type single bedroom. We have B-type small library. And we have, oh, is this another A-type? Oh yeah, it is another A-type. Wow, I organize these terribly. Okay, so this is actually another A-type. Okay, good. We do in fact have 6 different A-types, which is good. That is also what we counted here. Yes. There's 6 A-types, 4 B-types. Okay, we're good. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically 5 if you consider the secret entrance one. Okay. So this will be a good practice, actually. Good practice for figuring out, can we do the secret entrances? Can we separate which one's A-type, B-type? For now, this is Allium room. Okay. All right. Let's go up Allium room. Yes. Okay. Now, here's one that... Here's one I want to try. A concept, if you will. Can we do 1x1, but where it's but this is where we determine, is this a secret room? Why does it say roll 0? It should be rolls 1. Okay. So, concept for this is we can either have the checkerboard room or the checkerboard room with a secret. And the question is, let's see, entries. Instead of putting it in, instead of putting this in pools, if we put this in entries, what will that do? Let's see. So either we'll have a checkerboard room or checkerboard room with a secret. Will it place exactly one of those? That's the question. And we'll remove that collection from the A types because we're not going to roll it there. We're going to instead roll it later. So we're going to roll it as part of the secret rooms. Okay. Let's see if we can be smart about this. Okay. So let's reload. Okay. So, let's place down a chest right here with a particular loot table. So, reload, and then set block there a chest with a particular loot table. How do we make one with a loot table? Let's ask MC Stacker. So, if we pop into /set block over here, and we do give me a chest. And I want this chest to have, nope, I don't want a lock. I want a loot table. Clue / 1 by 1, oh, no, clue : 1 by 1 A. See what this does. Okay. So this places in the Allium Room, White Tulip Sanctuary, Flower Room, Office, and Pumpkin Room. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, different setup. Excellent. How about here? Good. Again, we get the same five rooms, which, yeah, okay, cool. How about if we do the B types? We should only get 3 of those. Yep, just the 3 different options, but in different arrangements. And that's exactly the setup that we're going to use to make it all work. Yes. Now, give me the ones with the secrets. Okay, that gives type A. That gave me type A. That gave me type B. Heck yeah. Okay, type A again. Type B again. Booyah. Okay. So, I do believe, I think that's how we're gonna do this. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna do the, yeah, it's exactly the setup we're gonna use. We're gonna have 3 different loot tables, one for the A types, one for the B types, one for the secrets. And we're going to determine what goes where based on what actually pops up on this in this first slot here. In fact, if we want to make the customization, why make things easier on ourselves when we could make things more fun on ourselves? Okay, so we're going to be doing most of this with the loot tables. So let's see, if we have, so this is one of the rare cases where it would actually make sense to note whether or not this is an A type or a B type. Okay. So this is going to note whether or not it's an A type or a B type. Okay. Because this is one of those cases where the room type can actually change, and based on that we need to adjust what we do. Okay, so if we reload. Okay. Oh, wrong button. Okay. That's an A type. This one's a B type. This one's the A type. This one's the A type again. Still A type. It's the A type. and B type. Okay, sweet. Okay, so with that, let's see how to actually implement this. First of all, can we maybe limit the slots that we use? Like, can we put... Because we need multi-item storage, but I don't feel like reaching into 27 different slots, because that's just going to be a pain. Do we have like a smaller version of a chest? Ooh. Will a dropper can't store 12 items, but it should be okay still. Okay. Okay, so what if instead of a chest we used a dropper? Okay. Still stored the thing, okay. If we now exclusively hold the A types in here, yes. Yes. That's how we do it. This is how we make this not an absolute pain on the computer with armor stands and whatever the nonsense. Because pretty much the only one that we actually need a chest for is for the 1x2 rooms where you can have both types of entrances. And that's just because there are 12 A types of those types of rooms. So, yeah, we don't need to worry about that. Okay. So we can generate these loot tables. Great. Let's see. So on the... Let's open up the Excel spreadsheet over here. So we do need... Well, really we need 5 slots, I believe, for the A types. Yes. So in fact, we don't even need a dropper. We can just straight up use a hopper. Yes. Yes. Okay. Cool. We don't need no stinking droppers or chests. We can do everything with hoppers. Okay. So, we're going to place a hopper here. Extract all the A-type rooms there. So actually, let's just do that. Clear that. Let's go back to saves. Actually, don't go over here. Okay. So let's have loot tables open on one window here, and let's have the functions open on a separate window. Because this will be the thing that actually generates the mansion. Okay, so let's start with the 1x1 rooms. .mc function. Starting with the 1x1 rooms. How do we do this? So, let's see. Let's first place down a hopper. So, we're going to do exactly this. We're going to execute in Board Games Clue run set block hopper. Okay, that's all the A types. We'll then extract all the B types. Do I have something that can actually store just 3 items? I really, really, really want to try to just be efficient. No, I don't think so. Fine, okay. But we can use a hopper, which is fine. Okay. Okay, so I do want to do in Board Games Clue, run summon. Everything's going to be stored on armor stands anyway, but we might as well just make things easier on ourselves. Okay, so I'll do no gravity, and they will be tagged as 1x1 and also A. Okay. We have 5 of these that we want to summon. And each of those we should also tag these as mansion builder. That way we can tag them all as in a group and work with them in a group if necessary. Okay. We'll also tag these as new room, just so that we can make sure we import one item at a time. And then for each of these new rooms, we'll do execute in board games clue run item replace entity at e predicate equals clue in dimension tag equals new room weapon dot main hand from block 38, 56, 36. What type of item is this? Let's see. Item replace entity at P, weapon dot main hand. From block U, I believe it's container.0. Oh, right. Container.1. There we go. Okay. Brilliant. Excelente. Okay. And then we got a tag remove. So this is kind of the same system as what I used to actually give people cards. But obviously it's going to be a little bit more involved. But that's okay. That's what makes things fun. As y'all know, I am a sadist. Okay, it's actually 0 through 4 because computers start counting from 0. Fun fact. Okay. No gravity, mansion builder, excellent. Okay, so these are all tagged as A type. Cool. And then we'll do the same for the B types. So this is where we're going to store all the B types. And you can actually do exactly the same thing. And then we do the secret version. Actually, we don't want to do that. Okay. And then we got to do some logic to actually get the secret one going. So we don't know what type it is, which is what's gonna make that challenging. So this is 1x1 secret. Can we actually put that into a furnace maybe? Let's see. Instead of a hopper, let's do furnace secret. Okay, so you can't put it into a furnace. Can we put it into a decorated pot, maybe? That gives the B type. That gives the A type. Okay, so we can put it into a decorated pot. Excellent. Okay, this way we only have one slot to check, because there is in fact only one that we actually have to worry about. And can we still do the thing? Yes, we can. Excellent. All right. The fun part is we also can't put anything else into this decorated pot. Okay. Sweet. Okay. So decorated pots can store one item if we only really care about one item, which is good because we want to try to remove as many issues as possible. Okay. So now that we yoinked the item, what we want to do is test, is it an A type or a B type? So let's see. Shoot. Can you do that with a string? I don't know. Execute if block U is a decorated pot with the following information. If data block. Okay, data get block U. What's your data? Loot table, we don't care. Wait, do we care? Oh no. Oh no. It doesn't generate the loot. What? Does it? Oh, it does. I guess it generates once you actually do item replace. Okay, fine. Fine. We'll do this the hard way then. Alright, give me the item then. Let's pop into, let's do execute if. Whoa. Okay. If items entity at P, am I holding a paper with lower equal to A? No, I am not. Okay. Probably because we can't just do /items with that. We gotta do if data entity at P selected item dot components dot Minecraft lore. Let's go to position 1. Oh. I guess this tests, does the lore thing exist? Well, poop. Okay. We can maybe use that. So all we gotta do now is, if it's the version without the secret, we don't have a lore thing. But if it is, then we tag it as having a secret. Aha. We could be clever about this. Okay. Place the thing. And now extract the item. This is the one with the secret. So we should be able to go, yes, you do in fact have that lore. Okay. Now what if we have one that does not contain the secret? Then test fails. Okay. Okay. Slight black magic stuff going on here, but the player is never going to see this particular thing, so we don't care. It's just gonna be weird like that. But that's quite alright. Okay, so we're gonna do execute as at E, predicate equals clue, in dimension, tag equals new room. So we're gonna do if data at S has a lore item 1, so that means it's basically marked as to whether or not it has a secret. So if it is marked as having a secret, then we're gonna tag you as B type. Whoops. But if not, you're an A type. Okay. And if we do execute unless, there we go. Okay. Sweet. And this now takes care of the thing. Okay, so after that, we're gonna kill at E, predicate equals clue in dimension. Actually, no, we're gonna do execute as at E, predicate equals clue in dimension, tag equals mansion builder. And then for each of them, we're gonna do unless items entity at S has a weapon.main hand paper, run kill at S. And because I know, like with the B types, there's only 3 rooms but 5 slots, so 2 of these armor stands are going to be empty. So we want to delete them. Okay, so now with this, everything's going to be all scrambled up. We're going to know exactly which ones are A types, which ones are B types, and which ones, and also whichever secret one is going to be sorted into either A type or B type, depending on what's going on. Booyah! Okay. So, we have now converged. We've actually simplified things a little bit. Believe it or not. So previously we were keeping track of A type, B type, secret. But now, the secret ones have been merged with one of the other 2 types. So, the secret, whether or not the room is a secret room, has actually been completely negated. We no longer care. So with that, let's, okay. So we don't need that anymore. We got the A type, B type, and secret, which have now converged into well, really 2 collections of armor stands. One for the above, one for the below. So now with this, we now need to implement right. So now the question becomes, how do we actually place in the rooms? While we ponder how, because like we have to consider position of those rooms. That's the tricky part. So we have to consider the fact that, hey, these rooms are actually positioned in a, like, yeah, we gotta implement position somehow. And since I currently don't really have an idea of how to do that, we're gonna procrastinate and move all these structure blocks to their entrances, because we're no longer using these jigsaw blocks. Maybe someday we can use jigsaws, but yeah, I may be a game master, but I'm not that kind of game master, you know? I'm too, my brain too small to do that properly. Okay. So it looks like with the 1x1s, at least we don't have any issues here. We can simply place down the structure block. Yeah. We can simply place down the structure block like this. Into exactly these positions. And, ooh. Okay. -6, -3. By the way, what do y'all think of the music? It's C418's new album, which I've been really enjoying. Yeah, a normal size brain is just not a normal one at all. That's a good, you know what? That's pretty good, actually. I have a normal sized brain, but said brain is just not normal. I like that. Okay. -6, Yeah. It is C418's new album, or one of the new albums. There's actually two albums. One is Wanderstop, the other is Wanderstop FM. I'm currently going through the Wanderstop FM one. Yeah. So this song is called Meadow Clop. So yeah, it's kind of chill out, kind of vibey, which is kind of what I'm looking for. Okay, let's copy over a small dining room over here. There we go. Oops. There we go. Okay. This is the small library, which does not contain the secret entrance because I remember we tried to implement one, but we kind of gave up on the prospect because it proved to be too complicated. But it would have been a neat concept, except apparently you can't replace books from a chiseled bookshelf when you remove one, which is really dumb. I don't know why you can't do that. It sounds incredibly silly. Okay. We got the small library, single bedroom, small dining room, birch arch room, white tulip sanctuary, checkerboard room, office, pumpkin room, and flower room. Okay, so now, yeah, we did not implement the secret entrance over here. Okay, so, we also want to save this one. There we go. Okay, so that's all the rooms that we had saved. There's 5A type. Wait, no. Should be 6A. No. There are 5A type, 4B type, and a C. Wait, there's 4. Wait a second. Did my math not math again? Let's make sure we actually have them all. We have birch arch, we have small dining room, we have single bedroom, and small library. Should be 4. Oh, because rolls with 0. Okay, there are in fact 4. There are 4 lights. Okay. Clearly there are 0 lights in this brain, that's for sure. Okay, one is, we got flower room, we got pumpkin room, we have office, we have white tulip sanctuary, and the alley room. Okay, cool. And then this one's the secret entrance one, so that is all good to go. Okay, I think I've come up with an idea for how to do. Come up with an idea. So let's see. If we pop over to a room like over here, we can have the structure block there, and we can have an armor stand on top of the structure block, which will store whatever tags. Yes. Yeah, that's how we're gonna do this. Okay. So we're gonna tag this guy as being 1 by 1. This is A type. And then we're adding on mansion slot. Okay. So these armor stands are all going to be tagged mansion slot. Okay. And yeah. So this is where we're going to actually know where to place the different stands. Okay. Stand, add. This is 1 by 1. This is a B type. And this is a mansion slot. Okay. So, now we got to figure out. Okay. So in the function that is now going to build the actual 1 by 1 rooms, what we now want to do is go one area at a time and actually import the room. So this is where we're going to go like this. So first, let's tag a random mansion slot. Mansion slot. Yeah. Oh, shoot. We'll figure that out later. Okay. Tag equals mansion slot. And then, okay, so this is going to be tag equals 1 by 1, tag equals A type, and we're going to do limit equals 1, sort equals random. One of these random spots, the 1 by 1 A type spots, will import a 1 by 1 A type room. So we're going to add import room. Let's actually do execute as at E type equals armor stand. Run data merge entity and S. No gravity. There we go. So we import the room, and then we do. Okay. So we do add import room, and then, okay. And then we'll yoink one of the mansion builder armor stands. Okay. And what we're now going to do is we're going to do bread equals clue in dimension, tag equals import room, run. Data, this is where we do the black magic to get the item name / lore imported into the structure block. See if we can go back far enough to actually get where we did that. Yes. Right there. Okay. But instead of those exact coordinates, we're going to do -1 tilde, because the structure block is directly below the mansion slot armor stand right there. Set from entity at E, predict equals clue in dimension, tag equals import from, limit equals 1. And instead of selected item, it's going to be equipment.mainHand lore 0. Okay. So this imports the name. Okay. And then we're going to place a redstone block right on top of the thing. So we're going to do run set block, a redstone block directly on top, then place an air block. Actually, the air block's automatically going to be placed by the structure block, so we actually don't care about that. All we care about is import the room to this location here. And then from there, let's see. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. So what I was just humming about was because we do need to make it so you can walk into a room and make an accusation / suggestion. So there's, yeah. Okay. So we set block a redstone block there. And then what can we do to make sure we don't import to this spot again? Okay. Let's see. Well, actually, the placing of the rooms will be I mean, we'll know how many players are active. Okay. Let's actually do a thing here for build mansion.mc function. Okay. So with build mansion, we're going to do, let's see. So we're going to run function clue the mansion 1 by 1. We'll do the 1 by 2 and 2 by 2. And then from there, we'll have a bunch of mansion builder armor stands. At which point we do okay, what if instead of having no, we don't want to do that. We do in fact want the slots idea because we want to make sure we don't limit our option. Well, yeah. We don't want to end up accidentally having, well, there's going to be too many rooms. There's going to be more rooms than slots, so yeah. Okay, never mind. That was a dumb idea. Okay, so to prevent us from grabbing from these particular armor stands again, let's do tag clue in dimension, tag equals import room, add don't import. We're not going to kill those armor stands because we do want to use them again later. Okay. Okay. Remove import from. We want both the mansion builder and the mansion slots because the slots are going to tell us the position. The builders are going to tell us what to place there. Yeah. Actually, maybe what we should do instead is transfer the item being held to these mansion slots. And that way the mansion slot will hold on to which room just got placed in. Yeah, that's a smart idea. Let's do that. Okay. So first things first, we do item replace entity at E, predict equals clue in dimension, tag equals mansion slot, weapon.main hand, from entity at E, predict equals clue in dimension, tag equals mansion builder, limit equals 1. Not mansion builder. We want import from. Okay. Also weapon.main hand. Okay. And now that the item has been transferred over, we can now do a /kill on the import from. And then we do the black magic stuff. So we do actually at S. There we go. On the import room, data modified, the thing below it with the name, and then place a block there. That will delete the structure block, but it will not delete the armor stand. That's the important part. In fact, why delete the armor stand at all? They're not trying to do anything. We don't need an armor stand at all. Okay, so all we gotta do is don't import and then remove the import room tag, and we'll just do it again. So yeah. I think this is a reasonable strategy. So we're gonna take one of the slots, tag it as import room, take one of the builders, add import from, transfer the item to the slot so that the slot knows what to place in, and then kill the import from, and then we do place in the structure block, place a redstone block, and then add don't import and remove import room. Okay. So there are 4 of these. There are 4 spaces to place in these 1x1 rooms here. And then we're then going to move on to the B-type rooms, which must be placed in. Okay, nice and easy. Okay. And then, so we have 4 different B-type rooms. Or really, yeah. Well, Okay. Let's actually break all those instructions into a function. So, oops, not Wolfram script. We want to do this as a place structure block.mc function. Okay. Place structure block. So this we're gonna do all this. Okay. Which should dramatically decrease how much we have to write here. Clue, z mansion, place structure block. Okay. So, let's see. So first we place in all the A-type rooms that must be placed in A-type spaces. So as long as there's A-type spaces available, we should place as many as we can. Okay. So if entity at E, predict equals clue in dimension, tag equals mansion builder, tag equals 1 by 1, tag equals A. If there's anybody there, then tag import room. So that's a space to put it into. Do I want it based on how many builders there are or how many slots there are? Slots. Because it's the 1 by 1 rooms themselves. Those rooms are the ones that can be placed on B-type areas if necessary. Okay. So if there's a slot that's tagged, that's 1 by 1 type A, then grab one that's not, actually, yeah. Don't import. Then add on import room, and then if there's something to import, tag equals import room. Then we do import from. And place structure block. Everything's based on import room. And import from. So if nothing happens, then, well, if there is no import room and there's no import from, then nothing will happen. Excellent. Okay. In fact, we can execute this as okay, from import from, kill import from, and then we can do bam, we can do kablam, and then add don't import, remove import room. There we go. Beautiful. And now we can do execute as at E, predicate equals clue in dimension, tag equals import room. Okay, and then that function does its own cleanup, so we don't care. So now we can just take this and place in as many, well, let's see, we have up to 6 different type A rooms here, so we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because if somebody comes up with an arrangement that puts all 1 by 1 type A rooms on the first floor, then we should be able to do that. Okay. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then, if there's still any, one by 1 type A rooms to place down, but we've run out of slots, then we can re-tag all the A-type rooms to be instead B-type rooms. So let's do that. Execute as at E. Predicate equals clue in dimension. Tag equals mansion builder. Tag equals 1 by 1. Tag equals A. Let's just do all of those guys. Shall now be type B. And we'll remove type A. There we go. So all the A-type rooms that hadn't already been placed down will now be converted into B-types. At which point we just do this exact same thing, but for B-types. Okay. Wait, so we actually don't need the execute if statement here. We do need this if statement just so we don't accidentally, if there's nowhere to import into, then we're not, this is not just not going to do anything. And same with this. So that way we're not running the code when we don't have the slots to actually place things into. Okay. Come to think of it, we're basically creating our own loot table thing. Like, this is basically what loot tables do. But we're just doing it ourselves. Okay. So at this point we have tag equals B, add import room. So we import all the A types first, then let's import from, we do that. So for the B types, we could have up to 10 of those. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, no biggie. And that should be all of them. And yeah, so the secret one already, so what did we just do? The secret room got reclassified as either A or B type. So they're gonna be sorted into one of these types. From there, we go one A type slot at a time. So all the 1 by 1 spaces on the first floor. Go through each of them one by one at a time, and we say, oh, is there one available? Yes, tag it as import room. Once one is available, once we know something's available, we tag one of the random paper holding stands and say, import this room, import this particular room. At which point we run this code, which then transfers the item over, kills the paper holding stand, because we don't need it anymore. And then we do data modify name. So yeah, that does the imports into the structure block, places the structure, and then we need execute S. Places the redstone block to plop in the structure, and then it removes, adds on don't import, and removes the import room tag, which does the cleanup, and also marks it as, hey, this slot is claimed, don't try to import here again. So once it does all of the A type rooms that must be A types, it then, like all the required A type slots, anything that's an A type room that hasn't yet been placed in, that means there's not enough A type slots, but that's fine because an A type slot can also be a B type slot. So all the A types get rebranded as B types, and then the same importing happens for all the B types. Okay. Sweet. Cool. And we know all of the available slots will be used up because of the way that we implemented the mansion as having exactly one of every single type of structure. Boom. Okay. This is it. This right here. This is how this is going to work. Okay. So that's the 1 by 1s. We can actually, surprise, surprise, we can actually yoink exactly the same code for the 2 by 2s. because there is absolutely nothing that changes about the 2x2s. They're all still just 2x2 rooms. The only thing that changes is how many of each there are. So apparently there's 5 of each. We can literally just go through and replace every 1x1 with 2x2. And let's see. So there's 5 of each, which is great. Are there any 2x2s with secret entrances? Let's check. There are not. Well, that makes things much easier. Okay. So we don't even have any secret ones, which is great for us. Okay. So then kills off all the mansion builders that don't have items. There shouldn't be any. From there, we do the exact same thing with the importing rooms. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 5 slots, so that's fine. Rebrand all the A types into B types if needed. And then there's 10 total B. So then there would be, in theory, 10 different B types, which is fine. We just import them all. Okay. Booyah. Okay. That's the B type. That's the 2x2s done. So this has just placed in all the 1x1s and 2x2s. All we got to do now is get the structure blocks to behave and figure out where the doors are going to be, and then problem solved. But now comes something slightly trickier, and that's the 1x2s. Okay. There's also a bunch with secret entrances. So before we dive too far into that, let's actually place in the loot tables for the 1x1s and 2x2s. Okay. There's 2x2 B types. Here's the 2x2 A types. Okay. So then, okay, so this one's large jail. So that one is large jail. And while we're at it, we might as well just move these. We might as well move these structure blocks to be where the entrances are supposed to be. Which, hilariously enough, I already figured out where the entrances have to be back when I was trying to use the jigsaw block method. Okay, so this should be like that. Excellent. Okay, so that's that A type. This one's also an A type. So this one is the large storage room. You know what, let's just copy the whole thing. Okay. And then move the entrance over here. Wait, -6, we want -3. There we go. Save that. Okay. But do we actually want the entrance over here? Nah, I think not. Let's actually put the entrance over here. Okay, so it's 3 blocks in. Now let's place the entrance here. More cinematic that way. Okay. Cool. So that's the Illager statue room. There we go. Okay. And then this one's the tree room. Yeah. Okay. I did also just realize, I don't know if the if it will actually account for all the rotations properly. I guess that might be something we just have to figure out later. Or either that, or we might just have to rotate all the rooms to all have the entrances going in the same direction, which might make things, that's probably what's wanted anyway. Just because the entrances themselves are already going to need to account for like where the doors are. And I think just having the structure blocks at the position of the entrances is definitely going to make things easier. But yeah. Okay. And then this one is the large library. Okay. So that's that done. Okay. Let's do this arena room with the chicken jockey. Okay. So this structure block goes there with the arena room. 10. Nope. 11. Okay. Let's save that. And this one we gotta make sure we include the entities. Okay. So this one's gonna be the arena room over here. This one's the map room. Okay. There we go. Okay, we got that one. We want the large dining room. This is the conference room. Oh. Yeah, I think I screwed that up. Yep, and I in fact did screw that up. Okay. And this is where we put the conference room. There we go. And then this, I believe, is the large dining room. I don't like the entrance being here. Let's move it over here. So it's got to go 3 blocks in, right there. All right. So we go minus 14, minus 3. All right. There we go. That's all the 1x1. That's all the 1x1 and 2x2 rooms that can, at least in theory, be placed. Oh, I missed one. Which one am I missing? Got the arena room, map room, conference room. Oh, we do in fact have, because there were only 4 B-type rooms there before. I think I like having the entrance over here. Okay. 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 And then the label can go over here. Okay. And there we go. Okay, now all the 2x2s have been properly implemented. So maybe next time maybe I'll try to get some work done on the 2x2 on the 1x2s in between, because those are going to be kind of complicated. But in the meantime, hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please let me know. Looks like I already got some fireworks right there. So this has been Java CJ, because I'm dressed up as CJ Purple Princess. Yeah. And I see y'all.